The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. On 2nd and 11 now. Jones. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones. He finds Randall Cobb with a completion. Now Jones on 1st down. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And they get Jones for the 3rd time in this ballgame. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Buccaneers are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, this is just crazy. He's got 3 interceptions, Charles, and we haven't even departed the first half of this ballgame.
I think if you're looking at the stats right now, you're saying, all right, who's the leading receiver? Well, can you flip it around and say that maybe he is? It could be for the game the way that things are going right now. I think if it's him, he wants to be on the field at all times.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
So after the penalty, heading in the wrong direction, 2nd and 15. Now Rodgers. And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he's going to return it to the 21-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20. And Jones going to keep once more. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. It'll be an 11-yard pickup. He does it himself, and it brings up 2nd down. Off play action. Jones. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Down the numbers. There he goes. The 20. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. So this defense doubling its pleasure there. Remember, they had the fumble return for a score earlier in the game, and now this time an interception return for another score. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. And he's got it. So the try for 2 successful. And that bumps their lead up even further. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. These defenses have become so opportunistic, and no matter what you're playing, in this case, wide receiver, you got to be careful.
Certainly do, because there is a phrase in today's football that we use all the time, completing the process of the catch. Well, it's after you do that where the trouble begins, right? Meaning you've tucked it away, you're trying to get downfield, but someone's always coming up.
And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Kyle Hamilton picks it, and the Cowboys will take over here at their own 14-yard line. Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 11 seconds remaining in this first half.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Now Chubb running right. And they're going to be waiting for him as they get him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. So we've reached halftime here in our initial Sunday night telecast of the new season. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
That one, a gain of 20 and a 1st down. A lot of ground left to make up, obviously, a lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. And they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points and playing mistake-free football from here on out. It appears they found something that's working, and they keep going back to it. I guess you can actually say he has the hot hands now, doesn't he?
Yeah, well, it's one thing to hit your guy out of the backfield once, hit him a couple times. Yeah, you're right. Maybe they're onto something.
And I think a lot of that is simply, if you get it to him in space, more times than not, he's going to get more yardage.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Call it a loss of 5, a big sack to bring up 3rd down.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Now it's the backup, Newton. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
My man, it's been a rough night for that offensive line, and it's only getting rougher. 5 sacks now that they've given up in this contest so far. It feels like the witching hour out here, doesn't it?
Okay, stupid question. What's the witching hour?
Yeah, the witching hour. That's when everything goes haywire late at night.
On 4th down, Newton. The throw for Tony is intercepted. And the Bucs will take over here as they get it up to the 43-yard line. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the 3rd quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this 3rd quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. On first down, they'll start out with Singletary. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Well, they did throw interceptions on their last 2 drives, so no surprise at all they decided to start it with a running play. I'm actually a little bit surprised, though, that they got as much out of it as they did.
Yeah, decent little gain. Puts them in a pretty good spot for 2nd down. And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
From the 41, Rodgers. He finds his target. It's Evans. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line.
Evans' 1,000-yard streak to start his career remains intact. It is now at 8 years strong. And in his 8th season, came a career-high 14 touchdown catches as well. Another similar season, and Mike Evans will cross the 10,000-yard milestone this year.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Cowboys are going to take over at their own 2-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ballgame, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
I know it was a gain, but you have to sense probably a little bit of disappointment there because when it's out there in open space, I think they expect to get more out of a play, don't you?
Especially when you're getting it to your guy out of the backfield. You're expecting him to be able to create something, be a little more shifty.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
There he goes, right side. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Cowboys. Kadarius Toney, 84 yards. And the Cowboys are able to cut into that deficit. Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the 2nd half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback. The kick team out there for the Cowboys as they run up to send this one away.
Short kick. One of the up middle take it now. And they've got it up past the 35, so pretty good starting field position. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They go right back to Singletary. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Rodgers going to throw. Finding Evans here, going across the middle of the field. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 30. 1 quarter remains here on a Sunday night. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. On the give, this is Singletary. And he stopped immediately there. Stopped by the safety, Kyle Hamilton. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. On play action, now Rodgers. He's got his tight end Freiermuth right side. And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys 19. Given 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. It's picked up by the Cowboys. And now the rookie's free. The 30. 10. And this is going to be brought back for a fumble return touchdown by the Cowboys. So hold the phone here, Charles. I've kind of written them off, but after that touchdown, certainly a long way still to go, but stranger things have happened.
Well, when you're going to have big second-half comebacks, plays like that have to be involved.
Here's Jones. Following the fumble recovery, he'll throw. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further. And boy, things switched on a dime here. The fumble recovery for the touchdown and also a 2-point try on top successful.
That feels like a momentum call. Pick it up on a fumble return, take it the other way for a touchdown. That's demoralizing for a team to have it happen against them. So the offense just says, you know something? Let's add to it. Pile on top, go for 2 now while their heads are down.
And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
On first down, they stick with Singletary. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Kyle Hamilton picks it. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that, being a safety.
And now here's another interception. He's at the 50. 30, 10, and it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick six.
And how about the way they played this entire game? Not only did they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick sixes, oh yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Patterson going to bring this down to the end zone. And not a good return here at all as they'll be forced to start at the 12-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got now. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
Niggas, they be dissing on the fans. Is he fucking serious? Not talking about y'all. Y'all seen these on this on the grid, right? Stop fucking playing. No, Ryan. I know the fuck you is the most yelling this shit. I'm not trying to blame it on him. You got this on the fucking grid. This is my deal, alright? You got this on my grid, right? That was Get it, bro. Stop the truck right now. Don't grab the clock like this, right? This is my fucking grand, right? This is my grand. I thought it was all misunderstanding. I misunderstand, bro. Take the mask off, bro. Oh yeah, you was this. It was definitely. Say it to me, right? It was you. I know, bro. Stop fucking playing, right? No, you about to meet her too. Stop playing. I want this, right?
Meet her too.
Fuck your grand. Fuck his grandma. I wanted this, right? You want this, my damn homie? You gonna fucking grandma? Give me a chance. Come here. Come here. Get over here. Get over here. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Come over and sock him right now. I see this. Fuck him up. Fuck him up. Hey, fuck him up. Yeah, bitch ass. You know you want this for the grand, right? Damn, you want fucking this. Let it go. Fuck yourself. Suck yourself. Suck yourself, yo. Suck your fucking self. I want to hit myself. Hey, bro, come here. No, suck your fucking self. Suck yourself. Yeah, bitch ass nigga. Stop it. You want this in the grand, right? Say one with a guy. Say one with a guy. Say one with a guy. Take this fucking. Where the fuck is your shirt at? I'm gonna take that shit off. Take it 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 off. You want fucking this, right? Show me that. Show me that. Show me that. Let me show you. Fuck out of here, nigga. Watch this. Do some push-ups right now, young. Do some push-ups. Do some fucking push-ups, young. You want this on the gram, right? You want get a fucking push-up. Make sure you do a push-up. Both of y'all. Niggas want this on the gram, right? Guess what happened? And niggas want this. Not fucking this. Not fucking. Push up, yo. The arms there. Do some more. Young, do some. I'm about to slap your back, young. Do some fucking push up. Do some fucking push up. Stop playing me, young. You want to use this on the gram? You want to steal you. Shut the fuck up. You want this on the gram, right? I'm sorry. This, right? We already said low with your fucking God. Fuck, we already said low with your God, bro. What you want from me? Fuck you. This one is not letting me. Yeah, where the fuck is you going? Fuck him up. 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 Get him. Grab him, yo. Yo, grab him. Fuck him up. Grab him, yo.
His first rushing touchdown of the year. And the Cowboys get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. And that run massively increased.
Niggas that be dissing. Niggas dissing, bro. These niggas that be dissing the fans. Yeah, is he fucking serious? Man, is he serious? Let me talk to you. What are you talking about, y'all? Y'all seen these that was dissing on the ground, right? Stop fucking playing me. Yeah, Rob. I know what the fuck you is most yelling.
Most teams do in their two-point attempt, they pass the ball. Instead, it gets intercepted. Remember, if you pick it off, you got a chance to take it all the way back to 2 points.
You is most yelling. This is you too. I'm trying to blame it on him. Y'all dissing on the fucking gram. Y'all dissing my dead homie, right? That was this my time, man, right? That was.
They will send this one
Get it,
away.
bro. Stop the truck right now. Don't grab the cloud of this, right? This was the fucking grand, right? This is the grand. I thought it was it was all misunderstanding.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Certainly no reason to panic. They've got the 3-score lead, but the turnover last time, the interception that led to a touchdown, you'd have to think they might not be dialing that up again.
Yeah, probably not. They're still in fantastic shape, though, so I would imagine before he trotted out here for this series, head coach probably just leaned over to him and said, listen, we're wearing these color shirts. Throw it to those guys, not the others. Try to make a joke out of it and just let him go out there with a little bit more confidence.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. Touchdown! Pat Fryermuth, 65 yards. And the Buccaneers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their fourth-quarter lead. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. From his end zone, here comes Patterson. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this was pretty much out of reach. And Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed. And he loses the football a second time. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So first and 10 now from the 30. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Rodgers. Evans has it left side. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Piñeiro now to add the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And Patterson not going to return this. It'll come out to the 25. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way the opponent was playing. And they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over. And they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Second down, here's Chubb again. They give him about 4 on the play, but he's marked short, so it'll be third and about the length of the football. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was, and making sure they didn't get there.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards on a Cowboy first down. Now, fourth quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal, good execution, be crisp, be sharp, and find a way to put some points on the board to make this thing just a little bit better.
And they take a knee. Always a little extra excitement for week one and one of our early window games here in week one on a Sunday.
DJ Monster, let's get it. We the champions. Here in Los Angeles. We doing numbers. Bring it home victory straight out the portal. I'm at the plug, introduced to my brothers. My squad superior, ain't none of us. We doing numbers. Gang in the building, we taking it over. Call it the most.